Nets vs Wizards forecast, odds, route, 2022 NBA Draft. January 19th from the model's best bet of 56 to 30 points. Capital One Arena hosts an intriguing Eastern Conference tilt on Wednesday evening in the nation's capital. The Washington Wizards welcome the Brooklyn Nets to town, with Washington winning 4 of the last 5 games. The Wizards are 23 to 21 overall and 13 to 8 at home, with the Nets entering at 27 to 6 overall and 15 to 5 in road games. Kevin Durant, Joe Harris, Nicholas Claxton and Paul Millsap are out for Brooklyn, with DeAndre Bembry listed as questionable. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. Eastern Time in Washington. Caesars Sportsbook lists Washington as the 2-point home favorite, while the over-under, or total number of points Vegas thinks will be scored, is 231.5 in the latest Nets vs Wizards odds. Before making any Wizards vs Nets picks, be sure to see the NBA predictions and betting advice from SportsLine's proven computer model. The SportsLine projection model simulates every NBA game 10,000 times and has returned well over $10,000 in profit on its top-rated NBA picks over the past 3+ seasons. The model enters Week 14 of the 2021-22 NBA season on a stunning 56 to 30 roll on all top-rated NBA picks, returning over $2,200. Anyone following it has seen huge returns. Now, the model has set its sights on Nets vs Wizards and just locked in its picks and NBA predictions. You can head to SportsLine now to see the model's pick. Here are several NBA betting lines and trends for Wizards vs Nets vs Wizards spread, Wizards -2. Nets vs Wizards over-under, 231.5 points. Nets vs Wizards Moneyline, Wizards -135, Nets +115. BKN, the Nets are 11 to 9 against the spread in away games. Wash, the Wizards are 12 to 9 against the spread in home games. Featured game Washington Wizards vs Brooklyn Nets Moneyline spread total was -120 BET. Now -1.5 -110 BET. Now 233.5 -110 BET. Now BKN +100 BET. Now +1.5 -110 BET. Now U233.5 -110 BET. Now why the Nets can cover. Brooklyn's offense is dynamic and impressive. The Nets are scoring 111.5 points per 100 possessions, with an elite shooting profile as the centerpiece. Brooklyn is making 47.4% of shot attempts this season, number 4 in the NBA. And the Nets lead the league in free throw accuracy at 82.2%. Brooklyn is in the top 5 of the league in true shooting percentage, and the Nets are in the top 8 in both assists and assist percentage. Brooklyn creates 1.81 assists for every turnover this season, and the Nets are above average in creating 21.4 free throw attempts per game. The Nets also use transition well, scoring 14.0 fast break points per game, and Brooklyn can take advantage of a passive Wizards defense. Washington is last in the NBA in steals per game, with bottom 5 marks in turnover creation and free throw prevention on the defensive side. Why the Wizards can cover. Washington is excellent in several key areas on both ends of the court. The Wizards are making 46.8% of shots on offense, a top 5 mark in the NBA, and that includes 54.9% on 2-point attempts. Washington is also in the top 5 of the league in free throw attempts and points in the paint, with only 13.3 turnovers per game. Brooklyn struggles to prevent free throw attempts and, on offense, the Nets are number 27 in the NBA in 3-pointers per game. Washington leads the NBA in fast break points allowed and 3-pointers allowed, with a top 5 mark in assists allowed. Opponents are securing only 26.3% of available offensive rebounds against the Wizards, with Washington holding teams to only 12.6 second chance points per game. Washington is allowing only 51.3% shooting on 2-point attempts, and the Wizards can make the Nets earn their point. How to make Wizards vs Nets picks. SportsLine's model is leaning over on the total, projecting 232 combined points. The model also says one side of the spread hits over 60% of the time. You can only see the model's pick at SportsLine. So who wins Nets vs Wizards, and which side of the spread hits over 60% of the time? Visit SportsLine now to see which side of the spread you need to jump on, all from the model that has crushed its NBA picks, and find out.